Welcome to the Determined Mom Show, the only marketing podcast dedicated to guiding mom CEOs into tranquility, wealth, and multiplying those precious moments.
Welcome to episode 257 of the Determined Mom Show. I am your host, Amanda Tento, and I am very excited to talk to you today about the new series that we have coming up to help you or anyone to get started on working virtually. I know there's a lot of getting back to the office going on, a lot of turmoil in the economy, so many different things. We're going to talk about virtual work mastery and sustainability for moms and dads. What this series is all about, I'm going to start from the very beginning, is years ago when I first started my business. The reason that I started it is because I was pregnant with our third daughter at the time, which we thought was going to be our last child. I did not want to go back to my job managing a credit union. I worked 5 days a week. However, I typically worked from like 8:30 to 7:30 generally. I was the manager. I couldn't leave for lunch usually. If it was my assistant manager's days off, there were 2 days a week that I was guaranteed not to be able to leave the branch. It was just not very fun. And didn't get to go to a lot of my children's school activities, especially if they were scheduled last minute, and the school, for some reason at that time, had a habit of scheduling things very last minute, and I couldn't work into my schedule. I was able to make the schedule for the branch. However, I did not have the ability to change it at the last minute. I could make the schedule about a month and a half in advance, and if I knew what was going on, I could schedule it in, but those last minute things were not happening. What I was looking for at the time was flexibility. I wanted something that I could make a full-time income, replace the income that I had from the credit union, which was a great salary. There was just so many things to consider, and I was able to figure it all out over the course of the last 6 years. The reason that I would like to start this series is because often I have friends and family members reaching out to me that are either unhappy in their jobs, they might be losing their job for reasons out of their control, they might just want to change. They all reach out to me to seek advice, try to figure out how they can go ahead and start working online because they want to be home with their family too. They like the flexibility. Maybe they have young kids, maybe they have ailing family members. Maybe they just want to be able to work from wherever they want and not be tied down to an office. These are some of the reasons that people have come to me and said, I really want to figure this out. Can you help me? I know you've done it. I decided that instead of helping everyone individually and not being able to capture that, I would capture it in a way that I can help more than just the people that are coming to me directly. I want to be able to help every single person that's out there that is looking for this answer. And I'm going to make this a very in depth series. There are currently 13 episodes planned out for this series. This is going to be extremely in depth and it's going to go through every single thing that you need to know in order to start working virtually and create a sustainable business. Now, you're going to say, how do you know what kind of business that I want to create? I don't. However, I'm going to go through some of the options that you have, and I'm also going to be sharing with you the mistakes that I've made over the years and the mistakes I've seen others make in the last 6 years. And before that, I've been in business management for about 17 years. I'm going to share with you all of those mistakes in these episodes. That way you can avoid them, learn from our mistakes, and then create that sustainable business and help you, whether you're a mom, you're a dad, you're not a mom, you're not a dad, but gearing this more towards moms and dads who are looking to create that virtual business and income from home. This series is not for the faint of heart. If you really need to have a full time income and you're risk averse, you don't like taking risks, this is not for you, right? If you have a backup, if you have a safety where you want to stay at your job and you want to build up your income, that's always a great idea if you are risk averse. This is something to consider. There are very many ups and downs in entrepreneurship. You are literally, if you follow the series, about to become an entrepreneur. You're going to be making your own schedule. You're going to be able to watch TV whenever you want. Can you handle the choice between watching TV and actually doing what you need to do in order to provide for your family? Can you handle that pressure? Can you prioritize? There's so many different things to consider when you think about that. I want you to make sure that this is the series for you. But if you are looking to create that kind of life, this is it. I'm going to walk you through everything. Recently, I've gotten away from helping mom entrepreneurs and gotten more into helping small businesses and medium sized businesses and large businesses through my agency. I've realized that I just have that passion for helping moms. I'm currently going through the NASDAQ Milestone Circle program. If you haven't heard of that, it's a mentorship and educational series for minority entrepreneurs, and they're pretty much all women. It's a very cool program. I just started last week, I do believe. And one of the things that we went through was an exercise to figure out what our vision is for our business. And I realized that I still absolutely adore working with moms, working with business owners, and helping them to create a better life for themselves and their family. I'm really refocusing my vision for my life, my business. And as I've had a near death experience in the last 9 months, and that has really shaped how I'm thinking about my life going forward. And I really want to help as many women, moms, dads, whoever, as possible for the most affordable way possible for you. This is going into the last quarter of 2023. I want you to take this last quarter to learn and plan and build your business. That way you can go into the first quarter of 2024 energized with a solid business foundation. What is going to happen with this series is there's going to be a podcast episode that's going to be released and it's going to be completely free to you, going to explain everything that you need to know. However, if you would like a detailed tutorial of how to do whatever is in that podcast episode, if you'd like a list of resources, if you'd downloads, anything that goes along with that, there is going to be a course for each episode and it will be available on our Patreon. You will be able to go there and purchase it. It is going to be extremely affordable. Like you can purchase the lesson a la carte, or you can subscribe monthly and get access to all of them. This is a 14-week series starting with episode 258, which is going to be coming out next week. I'm going to go through right now all of the lessons that you're going to learn. That way you understand how this series is going to work because it's important to see if you want to do it, if this is the right thing for you. Again, this series is called Virtual Work Mastery and Sustainability for Moms and Dads. And it is a series of 13 courses, and each course is standalone. Let's say you only need to know one thing, then you can actually just take that portion of the course, or you can listen to that episode and go from there, try to find the resources on your own, try to find tutorials. However, like I said, I'm creating this that way you have access to detailed tutorials, all of the things on our Patreon account. You can just go subscribe to one. You can subscribe to all of them. Completely up to you. Next week, on the 5th of October, we're going to be starting with series number 1. And this is resources to start earning money online today. I wanted to start with this because there are some costs to starting your own business. If you want to incorporate instead of just being a sole proprietor or contractor, 1099, you're going to want to file that and make it official. You're going to need different software. You're going to need different tools. You're going to need some money to build your website. I want to give you resources is going to enable you from day one to have the option of starting to make money. Okay. I don't want to end of the course because that's not going to help you. My goal is to provide you with all of the resources that you need in order to start out the right way, start making money, and build your business slowly, but build it the correct way. This is it. I'm going to tell you this. This is how I wish I had done things when I started my business. However, I didn't know. I didn't have anyone to help me. And I really have just pieced it all together over the last 6 years and hoped that I was doing it right. And I could have saved a lot of time and a ton of money had I done it in the order that I'm about to share with you. Starting next week with resources to start earning money online today. Then, episode number 2 is going to be types of businesses to start. We're going to detail all of the different types of businesses that you can start online to make money. Episode number 3 is going to be what you really need to start a business online. This is going to detail all of the things that you actually need, what you don't need. And then we're going to go into some of the things that would be nice to have. Yeah, it would be nice to pay for an accounting software, but do you really need to pay for accounting software? Probably not. We'll go through all of those things. That way you get all of the details and you know what you do and don't need. Episode number 4 is how to purchase a website domain. This is very important that you know how to do this. We're also going to go through best practices on naming your website, where to get it, the best pricing, all of the things, how much it should cost you to purchase a domain, and all of those things. We're going to go through all of that. On episode number 5, we're going to talk about the best platform to build your website on and how you can do that. Then we're going to talk in episode number 6 about how to purchase the best website hosting. There are many website hosts out there, and I've used at least 4 or 5 of the most popular ones, and I've settled on one. And that's taken 4 years to figure out, and a lot of phone calls, a lot of headaches, a lot of chatting, crying when Bluehost accidentally deleted my website one time. I've been through all of it. Anyway, we're going to go through all of that. I'm going to show you in the tutorial exactly how to do it, exactly how to install your website on there. We'll go through all of that. In episode number 7, we're going to go through how to get your website built out quickly and efficiently. There is a way that you can get a website up in a couple days, right? You can build your website quickly and get it done beautifully. Episode number 8 is going to be the final steps to ensure that your website is really complete. If you were to pay someone to do your website, what happens is they will 9 times out of 10 not have SEO experience. In addition to website building experience, they'll hand you your website, and here, a couple years later, you realize that you haven't been tracking who's going to your website. You don't know where your traffic is coming from. You have no idea how many people are visiting your website. Is it working? Is it not working? Is your website even being picked up on Google? All of these things are the final steps. We're going to go through what those steps are. Episode number 9, we're going to go through pricing methods for your services and talk about value-based pricing versus hourly, all of those things. In episode number 10, we're going to talk about choosing the right social network for your business. Should you start out on all of them? Should you pick one? Should you pick 2? Should you pick 3? Let's go ahead and figure out from the beginning what you should be putting your time into as far as marketing and where. In episode number 11, we're going to talk about SEO best practices to keep your website healthy. We want you to be following best practices from the very beginning of having your website. That way, you're building your SEO instead of tearing it down over time. Number 12, is going to be how to avoid scams and red flag clients. This is an industry-wide problem. No matter what industry you're in, you're going to come across scammers. You're going to come across clients that will drive you up a wall, but there are certain things that you can do to avoid them, and there are certain red flags to look out for both of these types of categories. In episode number 13, we're going to go over all of my favorite tools for online marketing. This is going to help you to really understand which tools work better for certain things, and the fact that there are literally dozens of tools for everything out there, but I've always gone through all of them, tried them all, and I've really narrowed down the ones that I think are the best. I really hope that you're going to join us on this journey. It's going to take us through the end of the year. The last episode is going to air on December 28th, and I'm super excited to take you on this journey, to share my knowledge with you, and to really help you to build your business. Looking forward to it. And if you would like to subscribe to our Patreon now and support this effort, you can go ahead and do that. It is patreon.com/The Determined Mom. And you will see when you go there that there are two options. One is to just be a supporter and help us to get the podcast out to as many moms and dads as possible. And then the second one is to have access to all of the content that is going to be produced. There are two different options there. Those are subscriptions, and they are monthly subscriptions. And you can also purchase each course as it's released in the shop area. These will coincide with the episodes airing on the podcast. Definitely looking forward to sharing this series with you. Please go ahead and leave us a review on iTunes. I am now going to read a review from one of our latest reviewers. LPile12345 says, "Great small business podcast. Amanda provides such great insight and tips for small businesses and mom entrepreneurs. I appreciate the variety of topics and her authenticity. Thank you so much, LPile12345, for your review. I appreciate it. And if you would like me to read your review, go ahead and leave us one on iTunes. Looking forward to sharing series number 1 with you next week. Thank you so much. Have a great week."
Let's face it, piecing together a marketing plan with the things you hear, watch, or read online, while tempting, is never a good idea. The truth is, people don't search on social media for your services, and even if they do, they will still be going to Google to check your ratings. By not having a cohesive, proven marketing system, you are leaking clients and customers through giant holes in your customer acquisition bucket. But let's talk about what else isn't working. Posting tirelessly on social media, tracking followers as a business metric for success, paying for ineffective marketing, buying glossy ads in coupon magazines, spending time replying to comments, paying others to manage your social media with no actual sales coming in. So what is going to work? Having a proven marketing system in place will plug every hole in your bucket and allow you to begin to fill up with new customers and to also retain and nurture your current ones. Go to tdm-marketing/6-marketing-musts and download our free guide to 6 marketing musts guaranteed to get you more customers.